Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew and today this is day 5 of switching from Nvidia to AMD for my graphics card. The 7900 XT replaced my 3080. So this has been an interesting, a really interesting experience for me. Having to build this PC, having to get everything all up and running, try to get everything optimized. Well, as you know, if you've been to this channel for a while, you know that I'm a pretty big Ubisoft fan. Like I love Ubisoft games. I play a lot of Ubisoft games. So what I'm noticing is all of my Ubisoft games are hold on, let me look at this really quick. Every Ubisoft game that I've downloaded and tried right now has this issue. I've tried like Ghost Recon's and Assassin's Creed mostly so far. I'm downloading the Division 2 right now, which is on the Snowdrop engine, and then I'm also downloading Far Cry 5, which is running on the Dunia engine. Everything else that I've tried so far has either been mostly been the Anvil engine, and I don't know exactly what engine Watch Dogs is running on, but it does it too. So let me tell you what the problem is. I'm going to be making a video specifically for these Ubisoft games for the 7900 XT to help shed some light on this, see if maybe we can find some answers. Normally I would think, okay, maybe it's just the card, maybe I should just send it back, get a different one. But when I play other games, I don't have this problem at all. So what happens is every 60 to 75 seconds I'll get this pause in the gameplay, and then it will go back. It goes from like it'll be singing along at 100 at well over 100 frames, and then boom, down to 30 frames, and then right back up. Like just drop straight down and then right back up. I've been running like not diagrams, but things, and you can watch it like in the gameplay as I'm playing with the spike, with the huge spikes that it gets, and then it goes back to a flat line. And I've been noticing this with there's been a few other games too, like the Kiloton racing games do the exact same thing, almost exactly the same interval. And what happens is like the sound will cut out as well. Even if I'm recording the video, my sound in my video, everything just cuts out for that brief pause. Now this is only happening on these games. So if I play something else like Hogwarts Legacy, perfectly smooth. Horizon Zero Dawn, perfectly smooth. Returnal, perfectly smooth. Any of like the other games that I play, Halo Infinite, perfectly smooth. Forza Horizon 5, perfectly smooth. I get a perfectly smooth experience. So that's how I'm able to kind of be like, yeah, it's probably not the card. It's probably something inherent to these games and these engines that they're using to build these on this platform. So I'm wondering if other people out there are having this exact same issue that I'm having. But I will be making a video and I will be showing it. Returnal, or not Returnal, but Forspoken has the same issue as well. Now I've been downloading a bunch of games. By the time I get ready to make this video, I'll have tried like the Division 2. I'll have tried Far Cry 5. I'll try to include some footage in from all of these games of these drops that just keeps dropping, and it's kind of weird, man. Like it's a weird problem that I can't seem to figure out. So it's either got to be a driver issue with AMD, or it has to be like something in these game engines. And I'm hoping that just a driver issue with the graphics card itself can alleviate these problems, because I know for a fact these developers aren't going to go back and repatch every single one of these games just to make them run better on the 7900 XT or the 7000 series of AMD graphics cards. And that would really suck, because I bought a lot of these games on PC because I wanted to be able to play them on PC. Wanted to be able to check them out and, you know, make some videos. And this is not exactly what I would call the ideal experience, because while it is manageable in like open world games when you're running around and doing whatever, like racing games, it gets annoying and it gets intrusive, and it's very like you don't expect to pay this much money for something and have these issues creep up on you while you're playing. Other than that, the experience has been a lot better than I expected it to be completely honest with you. Other than that issue, this experience has been able to get up and running fairly quickly. You know, I mean, like when I built this on the 4th, when I gained my independence from Nvidia on the 4th, I didn't know what to expect. I really didn't know what to expect. And being as new to PC gaming as I am, I'm surprised that it's up and running as well as it is. So I did read some other stuff about possibly there being a problem with the AMD drivers, that when you use multiple screens that this problem happens. But I'm gonna keep testing what I'm testing right now, and then I will unplug 2 of my monitors and retest everything to see if that is the problem, because that to me right now sounds like it could potentially be the issue. But I've changed settings in the BIOS. I have done all the PCIe steps to make sure that I'm getting my full bandwidth and all of that stuff out of everything. Make sure I've got my 16 lanes going, everything. Like I've went through and troubleshooted as much of the actual hardware issues as I can, and tried to play around with the software. So now that pretty much leaves the monitor thing as the main culprit. So if that'll be the one thing that I change after I test, the Division 2. And then I test, looks like that one there's done recording. So let me just switch over here to the Ubisoft thing. And let's go ahead and get Far Cry 5 downloaded. And once I've got both of these games downloaded and I test like the Dunia engine and the Snowdrop engine, then I'll have a better grasp of what's going on, at least in terms of, trying to figure this problem out. I get a lot of people in the comments section all the time asking me if they should switch from their console to the PC. You'll see right now, like during this problem that I'm having, these are not one-off problems that creep up every once in a while. These type of things seem to happen fairly regularly on the PC. Thus the reason I switched from Nvidia to AMD. Problems like this arise, and there's just so much information on the internet that you don't even know. It could literally take you hours to track down your specific problem to find a fix for it. So that is one thing that it depends on you, man. If you've got the gumption to do that and to check this stuff out, because I'll tell you right now, man, if you're somebody that has the gaming anxiety like I do, and like you're always just needing something new to do, this might actually be perfect for you, because then instead of worrying about your games, you can worry about your PC and tracking down problems and fixing that, because it's time consuming and it'll still keep you in like a gaming mindset. But it's frustrating, and it can get frustrating, and it can be very annoying. And that's why I tell people in the community that, like, I'm not 100% against pre-built PCs. Like, I'm just not. I'm not. There's enough safety precautions and stuff in there, and it's more optimized. Like it's a highly optimized system that's kind of throttled. It's highly optimized and it's throttled. It will always be better than your console experience. Like, no matter what, you still got you still got the freedom to adjust all the settings in the games and all of that stuff, but you're doing it in more of a little bit safer environment. Like, once you build your PC, you're in the wild. Like, your components that you choose and everything that you buy and you put in there, you're going to have to troubleshoot all of that, because it is no longer built with specific parts and specific, like everything the same, that you can jump on a forum and be like, hey, my HP Omen's doing this. And then there's probably something in there to help you find that problem. Once you get into the unknown, like playing Starfield 2 months early before it releases, trying to figure out all this stuff so I can play Starfield, this is the kind of experience that you're going to get. You're going to run into more of this type of stuff, because your system is not fully is not optimized. It is optimized, but it's not optimize. Like, you're going to have to continuously optimize your system regularly, and a lot of that is going to just be waiting for driver support. And not even the very next day that I bought this PC, we got a driver update from AMD. So I don't know how fast they come. It went from we got a new driver that's supposed to help with like a power issue that was going on. And the one that's still waiting to be fixed is the one with the multiple screen thing. So I'm hoping that taking these screens off and trying that will solve my problem with my Ubisoft games, because I really like to play my Ubisoft games, and I can record all that footage with just one screen. I don't have to have both screens plugged in to record footage and make videos. So it's these are the problems that you're going to run into by switching, and both manufacturers have them. My NVIDIA experience was pretty much tied to that closed environment of a pre-built, like my whole experience, and I was still finding problems after I started upgrading things like the 3080. There might have been things that might have been preventing me from fully utilizing that card to its full extent, but I'm not saying that I'll go jump back to NVIDIA anytime soon, but there is a good chance that in the future I will have another NVIDIA card. Like, that is something that is going to happen regardless of what's going on. Like, I will end up, buying NVIDIA again. Like, I don't hate NVIDIA. I just wanted to try AMD too, so that I can have a more well-rounded experience in PC gaming, so that I can learn how to solve these problems as they come up. And it does get a little bit frustrating, but I'll tell you what, this whole experience with this card, with the AMD build so far, I've been pretty level-headed about it. Like, I haven't been like super over frustrated. I know that there's going to be things, and I've been trying to take my time and do a little bit more research, maybe read some other people's problems and stuff. A lot of stuff that I always make my decision before before I do a lot of research or anything else. So it's kind of interesting being me, man. Like, I like to face things head on. Like, I do, and I like to get in there and I like to play around with things, but it also at the same time gives me anxiety, especially when I only have one PC that I can actually use to run the channel with. It's kind of nerve-wracking, but if I needed to, I would just build a whole nother system and have a whole nother setup just in case something happens, so that I'm up and ready to go. That's probably, because this channel keeps growing. Like, if it keeps growing, I will continue to invest more money into it to make sure that it's a lot more feasible and stuff. But right now, this experience with the AMD card, I've been surprised a lot, and then I've had my issues. I've had my moments like, why didn't you just get a 4080? Like, I've had those moments of, why didn't I just get a 4080 and build a whole new PC and just call it a day? Like, I've had those moments. But like I was saying earlier in this video, once you build your own PC and you go outside the realm of pre-built, who knows what problems I would have encountered with that build. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think either one is going to be just better than the other. Like, I do think that there's a lot of good things about this AMD card that really do make it a worthwhile consideration if you're just sick and tired of NVIDIA price gouging. Like, there's enough in this card to make it a worthwhile, to make it worth at least looking at, or at least considering. So I've had a good time with it so far. I've still got plenty of stuff to test. I'll be making another video for you guys today. I'm probably going to try to focus on that to at least get that information out, so that people can understand and see what I'm going through with this, so that maybe it can help somebody else down the road. And then I will, at the end of that video, include my experience with just the single monitor. So if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.